Remember Nicholas and Alexandria? Nicholas II was the last Tsar of Russia. What happened when the Bolsheviks came in? Took the whole family, put them in a room, killed Nicholas, Alexandria, and all the kids. Then they started saying this girl was, somebody found one of the girls alive, and that was a lie, turned out to be a lie. Okay? Well, anyway, in verse number 12, he says, Now therefore come, let me, I pray thee, give me counsel, that thou mayest save thy own life. You got a potential enemy over there in Adonijah. You need to save your life and save Solomon. And also, he says to him, he says, Go and get thee in unto King David, and say unto him, Didst not thou, my lord, O king, swear unto thine handmaid, saying, Assuredly Solomon thy son shall reign after me, and he shall sit upon my throne? Why then doth Adonijah reign? So he tells her what to say. Behold, while thou yet talkest there with the king, I also will come in after thee and confirm thy words. You know what he's saying? He says, look, you're going to go in and you're going to talk to the king. Nathan's giving her the plan. In the midst of counsel, there's wisdom. There's safety here. Nathan can actually speak with what we call experience. You say, why? Well, Nathan was the one who walked in and told David, Thou art the man, and he didn't die. Nathan is the guy who David respects enough, because you have to remember, David is after God's own heart, so he knows something. And what's that? He knows it's prophet, priest, and king. Right. David understands that. He understands he understands the Lord. He's written all them Psalms. He knows what that man of God is to him. And David also is a man of God, even though he is king. Okay? So, he says, I'll be coming in and basically right behind you, and I will confirm thy words. He's going to come in and say, what? Verily, verily, truthfully, she speaks the truth. And verse number 15, And Bathsheba went in unto the king, into the chamber, and the king was very old. And Abishag the Shunammite ministered unto the king. And Bathsheba bowed, and did obedience unto the king. And the king said, What is thou? What's going on? What's going on here? She bows down, and he says, she's respectful to him. And she said unto him, My lord, thou swearest by the Lord thy God unto thine handmaid, saying, Assuredly, Solomon thy son shall reign after me, and he shall sit upon my throne. And now, behold, you better check it out, David. Behold, Adonijah reigneth. And now, my lord the king, thou knowest it not. Really, maybe David didn't know altogether what was going on. He didn't displease his son, didn't tell his son stop it or anything, never alerted his son. But she gives the benefit of the doubt, just like David did. Remember he did with Saul? He said, Saul, that your counselors have done you wrong by telling you that I'm your enemy. So she does a smart thing here with wisdom and says, and not to give an anger, hey, look, it's like this, Brother Earl. It's like this. The Bible says that a soft answer turneth away wrath.
Right.
You see? You want to go in with your back up, guess what you might have? Another person with the back up. It's better to go in with a soft answer. To go in with humility and humble. She went in humble. She showed I'm obedient to you. Then she talks about it, and she says it couldn't have been you. You don't know this. And it probably is true. He didn't know the whole realm of it. And it says here, she says, and Adonijah reigned. Verse 19, and he hath slain oxen and fat cattle and sheep in abundance, and hath called all the sons of the king, and Abiathar the priest, and Joab, the captain of the host. But Solomon my servant, thy servant, he hath not been called. He hath not called him. He says, all these others, they are out there, he hath not Solomon? He's not tall. He didn't tell Solomon. You see, because Solomon knew something, obviously. And David, the Lord had told David who was going to reign, and that was Solomon. Okay? So she makes the plea, and she lets him know all of it. You know, I got to tell you something. If a leader, when there's a leader, and you got to tell him something, you need to tell him the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Because the reason is he has to make what we call a decision off of the information that you're giving him. Now David understands some things. He understands, wait a second, there's a coup. Not to take over David as much as it is to take hold of the kingdom. You know? And also, because I think Joab was very loyal to David. And you can see he was loyal to David. Okay, he may have done things, but he was loyal to David. And but he's not loyal to Solomon, obviously. And the other thing is, he knows Joab's involved. He knows he's got a priest. He's got a Abiathar. He's got a priest. Hey, I've told you, nothing looks better than just having, got the religious folk, got the army. You know, he's got some good people in there. And it says, verse number 20, it says, "And thou, my Lord, O King, the eyes of all Israel are upon thee, that thou shouldest tell them who shall sit on the throne of my Lord, the King, after him. Otherwise it shall come to pass, when my Lord the King shall sleep with his fathers, that I and my son Solomon shall be counted offenders." And wouldn't that be true? She gives the story, okay? Now, you have to realize something. Women are called in the Bible, they're mentioned as a weaker vessel, right? Working off of emotions, okay? So, yes, what comes next? Nathan's coming in. Okay, well, she spoke, but now I need to... Nathan comes in. You know what Nathan's going to do? Nathan's going to assure this is what's happening. This is what's happening. So Nathan comes in 22 it says, "And lo, while she yet talked with the king, Nathan the prophet also came in." He said he would. Remember verse number 14? I'll confirm this thing. Verily, verily. "And they," now they're speaking as one in one accord, right? That means they got the same story. Alright, it says, "And they told the king, saying, Behold, Nathan the prophet. And when he was come in before the king, he bowed himself before the king with his face to the ground." I got to tell you something. We need to learn that kind of stuff. I'm not saying I want people to bow before me, and I'm not saying that. But there is a point of having a little bit of humbleness. Sometimes when you get in front of God, you need to get down and you need to bow.
What if you can't do it like girl night?
Look out preaching the sermon. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. You need to bow down your heart.
Amen.
Amen. Okay? And he comes in, we need to learn that kind of stuff to show that God's in it. He's still the king. That God is still the king. And no matter how many times this guy wants to show he's king, it's God that's the king. Alright? And it says, "And Nathan said, my Lord, O king, hast thou said, Adonijah shall reign after me? And he shall sit on my throne? For he is gone down this day, and hath slain oxen and fat cattle and sheep in abundance, and hath called all the king's sons, and the captains of the host, and Abiathar the priest. And behold, they eat and drink before him, and say, God save King Adonijah. But me, even me thy servant, and Zadok the priest, and Benaiah the son of Jehoiada, and thy servant Solomon hath he not called." Well, why would he call us? I mean, if he was doing right, why wouldn't he have called us? And he says in 27, it says, is this thing done by my lord the king? And thou hast not showed it unto thy servant, who should sit on the throne of my lord the king after him? Did you just make this decision up out of yourself? Did you do it? Because if you did it, there's going to be a problem here. But did you do it? He's giving him he's putting the ball in David's court here. So David's got to make a decision. And David understands how he's speaking to him. He's speaking with humility to David. Verse number 28, it says, then King David answered and said, call me Bathsheba. He understands the gravity of this situation. He says, call me Bathsheba. And she came into the king's presence and stood before the king. And the king sware and said, as the Lord what? Oh, wait a second here. Do you notice how he interjects this whole thing? You notice how this thing is now changed. This thing is all changed how long does the Lord live?
Forever.
Was there a beginning of the Lord? Will there ever be an end of the Lord?
No.
As the Lord liveth. Could you imagine doing that similitude? As the Lord liveth. I got to tell you something. I know that's a great statement, but I can't fathom it in my head. There's no beginning, no end. Why? There's no time. He's a being that's outside of time, and we're inside of time. How can I think like, as the Lord liveth, and guess what? He does. And David says it just like that. I want you to call another thing there, and it says, and the king sware and said, as the Lord. Now notice the Lord is in all capital letters. Ooh, he said Jehovah. He said it to that point of saying, as Jehovah liveth. If it would have been just capital L-O-R-D, we'd have looked at him saying Adonai. He would have been saying Lord as in Adonai. I can't say his name, he says, but I know who it is. He's making sure you got the top dog. He says, as the Lord Jehovah liveth. And he says, as the Lord liveth, that hath redeemed my soul out of all distress. Woo! He put a really good one on there, isn't it? He's calling on a lot of stuff here, okay? And now he says, even as I swear unto thee by the Lord God of Israel. He even puts the now big titles in. Lord God of Israel, saying, what? Assuredly who? Solomon. Assuredly Solomon, thy son shall reign after me, and he shall sit upon my throne in my stead. Even so will I certainly do this day. David makes an incredible statement right there. Okay? He turns around and he says, that's it, this is the way it's going to be. And he says, I'm going to even swear unto thee by the Lord God of Israel. That means that this king's word is going to be set in stone right now.